Unbreakable Self-Belief. Stoic wisdom meets the Bhagavad Gita's inner warrior. Introduction. Imagine standing on the brink of a challenge that feels larger than life. The stakes raise your heart, the doubts sharpen, yet within that quiet space you feel an unshakable pulse, a belief that you can face whatever comes. Across cultures and centuries, two great traditions have taught us how to harness that pulse. The Stoics of ancient Rome taught us discipline, resilience, and the clarity that comes from viewing what we can control with an unyielding mind. The Bhagavad Gita, a dialogue between warrior Arjuna and the divine Krishna, invites us to adopt the role of the inner warrior, steadfast, purpose-driven, and anchored in truth. Together, they form a blueprint for unbreakable self-belief. In the following chapters, we follow stories from Greek heroes, Chinese sages, and ancient Indian warriors, and we translate their lessons into practical actions for our own modern lives. Chapter 1: The Founding Fire. A young hunter from the hill tribes of India once found himself at the crossroads of tradition and destiny. He had stolen a horse only to be pursued by a powerful king who threatened destruction if he did not surrender. Instead of giving in to fear, the hunter asked for permission to run, daring the king to chase. The crowd gasped, but the king, intrigued by this audacity, offered him a chance to prove his loyalty. The hunter accepted the proposition. He would either earn his freedom or lose his life. He took a sharp dagger from his belt and vowed to cut the king's hair, symbolizing the destruction of the present hatred and the beginning of a new path. This tale carries a Stoic undercurrent, the ability to shape one's reaction to external forces. By controlling his own actions and refusing to sink into despair, the hunter crafted outcomes that preserved his integrity. Today, the same tactic can help you harness a difficult situation. Suppose you find yourself stuck in a job that feels unfulfilling. Instead of letting frustration spiral, take a decisive step. Apply for a new opportunity, enroll in a skill-building course, or reframe your daily routine. Your own narrative, not the external circumstances, determines your fate. The lesson: take responsibility, not for outcomes that lie outside your control, but for the choices of your own hands. When you decide to move forward, you become the architect of your destiny. Action step: identify one fear that limits your progress and write down a concrete step you can take today to confront it. Conclusion: just as the hunter's boldness forged a new chapter, your daring today lays the foundation for tomorrow's confidence. Call to action: if this story sparked curiosity, double tap the like button, share it with a friend who needs a lift, and hit subscribe to keep exploring ways to strengthen your inner warrior. Reflective question: what fear have you been avoiding, and what small act could you take today to begin confronting it? Chapter 2: The Quiet Strength of the Mountain. In the ancient Chinese kingdom of Qin, a humble clerk named Wang was called upon by the emperor to oversee a labor force clearing a massive dam. The project required a relentless, organized approach, and the emperor warned him that failure would bring disgrace upon the realm. Wang was unprepared for the scale of duty, yet rather than plead for help, he consulted the teachings of the Confucian master Mencius. He remembered the lesson that true strength lies in disciplined practice, not frantic action. Wang gathered his workers and, with steady hands, drilled them in basic drills and simple, repeatable tasks. He taught them to rest between shoveling and to keep their eyes on the next stone rather than the entire mountain. The empire's dam was built with the precision and calm of a seasoned artisan. Wang's success reminded the emperor that even the smallest well-trained hands can move the world when guided by purpose. In modern times, the same principle can transform a chaotic office or a messy living space. Instead of attempting to juggle every task at once, focus on mastering a single component, write a clear plan, set milestones, practice one skill per day. Your disciplined repetitions generate a rhythm, a steadiness that prevents overwhelm. Practical tip: break a large project into daily micro-tasks of 15 minutes each. Celebrate each bite-sized victory and let your confidence ripple into larger achievements. Conclusion: just as the clerk's measured labor carved a dam, your deliberate focus carves a path through obstacles. Call to action: if this mountain of insight resonates, share it with someone who could use calm in their daily grind, and keep following for more transformative lessons. Reflective question: When was the last time you approached a large problem by breaking it into focused, reproducible steps, and how did it change the outcome? Chapter 3: The Storm Within. Arjuna, a master archer, stands amidst the dusty plains of Kurukshetra, the air thick with the scent of impending war. His hands grasp the bow, but the weight of doubt presses on his heart. He sees his kith and kin on the opposite side, and confusion floods his mind. Who is a foe? Who is a friend? In the silence that follows, Krishna, the divine charioteer, speaks with a calm that cuts through Arjuna's turmoil. He reminds Arjuna of his duty as a warrior and of the eternal nature of the soul, encouraging him to release attachments and to focus on the action itself. The message resonates with the Stoic notion that we cannot command external events, yet we can master our internal response. Arjuna's epiphany came not from a miracle but from deliberate detachment. He let his past and future fade and anchored himself in the here and now. For the ordinary reader, the battlefield is the daily grind, a stressful meeting, a relationship, or a looming deadline. What if, instead of becoming paralyzed, you adopt a stance of "I am a craftsman, my tool is my resolve"? Begin by acknowledging your feelings, then pivot to the task at hand. In this way, you transform anxiety into precise focus. Action Guide: when you feel a wave of doubt rising, pause for 1 second and recite a simple affirmation of purpose. I am capable, my role is clear. Then resume the work. Conclusion: the warrior's inner flame, when nourished by clarity, becomes unextinguishable, even when the outside world roars. Call to action: if you find yourself staring at a cloud of doubt, like that scene from Kurukshetra, remember to hit like, share the wisdom, and subscribe to continue the journey of your inner warrior. Reflective question: how can you align your daily tasks with your deeper sense of duty and purpose, rather than reacting to external expectations? Chapter 4: The Lion's Patience. In an isolated valley, a Chinese traveler once encountered a lone lion. Instead of charging at the beast, the lion watched the traveler in silence, assessing every movement. The traveler, nervous, began to speak to the lion like a friend, hoping to calm the animal. The lion remained composed, and over time, as the traveler spoke calmly, the lion's fierce gaze softened. When the traveler finally stepped back, the lion walked away peacefully, untroubled by the human's presence. The lion's lesson echoes a core Stoic principle: that true power lies in calm observation, not in violent intervention. The lion's patience was a shield that transformed tension into tranquility. In modern business, this translates into listening more than speaking, observing trends before reacting, and refusing to be rattled by critics. Here, how you can practice the lion's patience. First, when you hear criticism or feel pressured, pause and count to 5. Then, ask yourself whether the issue is something you can actually influence. If not, let it pass like the wind. Only if you have agency should you devise a measured response. By remaining silent, you conserve energy, evaluate possibilities, and ultimately respond in a balanced, effective manner. Conclusion: the lion demonstrates that the mightiest impact comes from the quiet steadiness of the mind. Call to action: if you felt the need to roar in a tense situation, consider this pause. Like the lion, stand still and let the world move around you. Click like, share, and hit subscribe for more empowering lessons. Reflective question: when was the last time you chose a measured response rather than an impulsive reaction, and what did you learn from that decision? Chapter 5: The Modern Warrior's Triumph. At the heart of Silicon Valley, a young entrepreneur named Maya launched a startup that aimed to provide affordable renewable energy solutions to rural communities. Her funding was modest, her competition fierce, and her team stretched thin. Yet she approached each setback with the Stoic attitude of "what can I control?" She practiced daily gratitude, kept her focus on the mission, and reminded herself of the Gita's call to perform your duty without attachment to success or failure. When the main investor suddenly withdrew, Maya did not spiral into despair. Instead, she mobilized her team to pivot toward a cost-saving approach, leveraging open-source software and local manufacturing. The next funding round won her recognition for innovative resilience. She emerged from that crisis not only with a stronger business, but with a leadership style that inspired her team to face future challenges with the same unbreakable belief. Your own story can follow a similar pattern. Whenever an obstacle blocks your path, ask yourself, what part of this I can shape? Create a small plan to address that element and let the rest fall into place. Your belief, grounded in action and acceptance, will carry you forward. Action point: identify a goal that feels out of reach. Write down one thing you can do today that has no failure penalty, just a lesson. Step forward. Conclusion: Maya's journey illustrates that the fusion of Stoic calm and Gita's purposeful action produces a path where belief is not a fragile emotion, but a strategic ally. Call to action: if Maya's example spurs you to rewrite your obstacles as opportunities, hit like, share your own story, and subscribe for continuous encouragement on becoming your own unbreakable self-belief warrior. Reflective question: what part of your current challenge can you shift your focus to and act upon today without letting fear dictate your next step? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism. Stoicism can be summed up simply: the art of living in accordance with nature while remaining indifferent to what you cannot control and taking responsibility for how you respond to everything else. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor turned philosopher, kept a private journal in which he reminded himself that the universe is change. Everyone else also changes. Therefore, nothing is really out of your control as it is ever changing too. From this view, we extract 3 essential lessons for today's high-stakes world. 1. Focus on the process, not the result. When the outcome feels out of reach, anchor yourself in your own actions. A project's quality hinges on the effort you invest, not the applause you receive. By committing fully to the process, you create a buffer against any external verdict. 2. Cultivate detachment from external praise or criticism. The Stoical mindset teaches that praise is a wind and criticism a storm, but neither can truly sway your inner compass. Treat admiration and blame as data, not as defining truths. 3. Practice daily reflection. Each evening, record what you faced, how you reacted, and what you learned. Through self-analysis, you refine your judgment and strengthen resilience. These Stoic tools dovetail with the Bhagavad Gita's inner warrior ethic: steadfast devotion to one's duty regardless of circumstances. While Stoicism offers the psychological framework to remain unbroken, the Gita supplies the ethical and spiritual anchor that sustains you. By weaving both into your daily routine, you cultivate an unbreakable self-belief that stands firm under pressure, adapts with grace, and fulfills your purpose without craving external validation. Closing: the stories and lessons we explored together show that the path to unbreakable self-belief does not lie in a single tradition, but in the synergy between them. Whether you call yourself a warrior, an artisan, or a modern leader, the Stoic and the Gita give you the tools to turn doubt into resolve, fear into action, and potential into reality. Thank you for watching. If you found these insights helpful, please click the like button, share this video with someone who could use a boost of confidence, and subscribe or follow for more journeys into ancient wisdom and modern mastery. Good luck on your path. May your self-belief burn brighter than any doubt.